Hey, welcome everybody to the live stream again. Thank y'all for joining me. I really appreciate it. Shout out to the NTZ crew, Michael Tanjay. I see Jacob Tanjay on here. Shout out to all my old heads. There's Derek Casanaris, RLV. He said, beware of the fake 150 peso bill. Wow, I've never seen that before. See, that's good news, especially for new guys. I've got a new guy here in this condo complex I came to see. But we'll get back to that, man. I'm glad you brought that up. Welcome to any new viewers and new subscribers to the live stream. Of course, those who will be catching this on replay. We're just talking about what's more important, your money or your health. We never really talk about health. I mean, we kind of like brush it to the side like it doesn't mean anything. It's always about your budget, your relationship, the beaches, but no one ever talks about health. And Derek says something right here. I could stop the live stream and don't say anything else right here. Health is our real wealth. The peso went up one whole peso, man, to the dollar. Wow, 54.69, actually more. Remember, my last live stream, it was 53.65. I mean, it made a rebound for us. He said that photo damn near looks like you in a coffin. Now, Merlin was giving me a massage the other day. You know, I've kind of come down with just a little bit cold type symptoms. Not anything. I hope it's not COVID or anything. He said he looks dead. Kind of freaked me out. There's Jacob Tanjay. But before we get started, well, it doesn't seem like it, Hang Lee. He said both, of course, because we never talk about it. I try to make videos about it, but nobody watches them. Only ones we want to watch is about budgets and women. But man, your health at the end of the day, what good does it do to have all that money? How many men right now in the damn bed, rich men, would give it all up for one more day? But we take it for granted. We never even talk about it. But a story came across my news feed, man. It's a heartbreaking story. And it's something that we can talk about. But at the same time, it proves a point because a gentleman the other day said, Cal, you were hard on Filipinos the other day. Maybe you'll get in trouble. They'll deport you. You know, when I was talking about relationships the other day, and you know, we don't need that much money to take care of them, right? Well, I put the link. This was so important. I put the link in the description. I did do it. I didn't forget this time. From newspapers.ph. And what I like about Philippine media is they'll do stories like this. They still do feel good stories over here. It's not all blood and glory over here. And when they do have a blood and glory story, they only keep it in the news cycle like maybe one day. If something bad happened, then the next day you try to look for it, it's gone. In America, you know, we'll ride that thing out at least 2 weeks. They're still talking about the guy who killed the 4 people in Idaho, and then the guy who they just arrested 2 guys for shooting that family out in California. Well, anyway, read this article, guys. It's important. It says a foreigner eating leftovers inside of a mall breaks the heart of netizens. They call each other netizens over here. Okay, so netizens, and I'm reading this verbatim because I don't want to screw this up. It said netizens were heartbroken after seeing a foreign national eating some leftover food inside of a mall. Okay, the gentleman's name, and you can read it in the article. He saw the foreigner waiting for other customers to finish their meals, and then he ate their leftovers. So he eventually bought the foreigner a meal. But here's something that I want to bring to your attention, because this is a Filipino newspaper written by Filipinos. It said, stories of foreigners being left with nothing by their Filipino partners is not new. Guys, nothing I'm saying on these blogs is new. Okay? Filipinos know that. Filipinos aren't stupid, guys. It's not like they don't know what's going on. They know. They're writing these stories. He said the sad thing about it is that aside from all of the money being taken, it seems difficult for them to return home. After being left without money, they end up homeless. Desperate to survive, they tend to beg money and even eat leftovers. It's not a long article, short. And when you look at the guy, you don't know if he's American, European, whatever. You just don't know. But you do see like there's something mental going on, guys. Okay, and we were talking about this last night. There's something mental going on here because you don't have to do that here. There's options for you. But the point that really stuck out, he said, stories of foreigners being left with nothing by their Filipino partners is not new. Don't jump on me, guys. That's why Filipinos don't mind me telling these stories, because they can't show me where I'm lying. They know more stories than me. I know very few stories. They know the real deal. Okay, it's been happening for a long, long time, guys, but this is what can happen. Or it could be drugs, could be mental issues. It could be a lot. But if you find yourself in this type of situation, man, you need to reach out to somebody. Don't be eating leftovers. There's something going on with him. Don't be eating leftovers left in the mall, man. He said, RV says January Philippine inflation 8.7%. Do y'all think I was lying on that video when I said $1,000 is not enough? Inflation's up there, man. It's double what the projection was. Jeffrey Taylor, hello everybody. What's up, Jeffrey? But I want to give a couple of shout outs to some guys. I just met, whenever I come to Cebu, it's a lot of my subscribers here. I get recognized a lot. I was just in 7-Eleven, and the lone wolf, he comes over here all the time. His real name is Chris. I'm getting the water out of the cooler. He's getting a 7-Up for his wife. He says, man, aren't you Sunshine Shoulders? I said, yeah. He said, I thought that was you. I saw you yesterday. He said, but my wife said it wasn't you. It couldn't be you. And anyway, he's no longer a lone wolf. He got married. So congratulations, Chris. I took a picture and I'm going to put it on my community page. Excuse me. And I told them if his girlfriend's feeling better later, I'm going to take him out to dinner. Dinner's on me. Also, there was a gentleman I met on my way to the ferry, leaving San Carlos City. And I'm sorry, sir, I can't remember your name. I'm good with names, but I was rushing to get to that ferry. I think it's P or Ray or Steve or something like that. But him and his wife, they were celebrating 13 years of marriage yesterday. He said they became teenagers yesterday, and they look happy. He lives, he said, about 30 minutes from San Carlos City. And this is his words, in the jungle. He said, we bought some land, we built a house there. I think he's been around that area for about 6 to 8 years, he said. But they looked happy. And I want to give a shout out to the fellas last night. Anthony, Luis Martinez, he's the new guy here, Franz and Trinidad. We all went out to dinner and took the new guy, Luis Martinez, out and kind of showed him around. We took him to Ayala Mall, then IT Park. They take it for granted because these guys were listening to what I was saying. They formed a little clique here in Cebu, and they're tight, man. They work out together. They go out together. They go to different beaches with their women together because it's very, very important. Many, many years, guys, I didn't have that over here. It was crickets. It's one of the reasons I created this channel and trying to build this community. And when you around good guys like that, there was 5 of us, it's almost like being at home, especially when you're in Ayala you in IT Park. It's like you at home, man. It's like you're not even in the Philippines. But yeah, we had a great time last night. But let's talk about fitness and health. And how important is it really? You know, why isn't it a priority to a lot of us? You know, when you start talking about physical fitness, people zone you out because they think like, well, I'm not going to do it. What's the use? I'm too old. I'm too big. I'm too little, whatever it is. But they zone you out. It's like, that's for those muscle bound guys. And while I'm saying that, while it's on my mind, let me remind you that Filipinos love a man with a nice body. Okay. The gym that we go to, Viper Gym, I don't really go that much anymore, but Maryland goes to. The two trainers over there, women treat them like gods, man. They drool over them. They could have any woman that comes through those doors, man. Okay? I don't care if they're married or not. I don't care if it's a foreigner or not. They worship these guys, and not just them, but even the women, when you see them physically fit and buff, man, it's like they're celebrities. But do you have any fitness goals, man? You know, um, I'm back to doing my little routine. This is the 15th day of my challenge. And Anthony asked me last night, he said, hey, how many pounds have you lost? And I told him 2, but I probably haven't lost anything. You know, it takes a while for your metabolism to keep going. But the fact that I set a goal and I started back, it makes me feel better mentally. What's up, Auntie Parrot? Artist Williams says, hey, bruh, Art from Nashville. What's up, Yusuf? Just Travels, what's up? That's Jude's Travel Channel. He changed his name. Hey, what's up? Welcome, man. He said W Carter 1278. Hey, I'm new to the group. Retired 2019 said money is more important so I can afford good health care. We're not talking about health care. We're talking about health, which includes health care, going to the doctor. We're talking about diet, exercising, mental exercising, reading, meditating, because your brain is a muscle, guys. You can't ignore that. And I think it's very important. What good does it do us to be over here in paradise and not be able to take advantage of it? And I know some people are physically unable to reach their optimum fitness or whatever. I just say it like that. But you can get mentally sharp. That's something you can do. That's my thing. I want to get to the optimum. I'm not going to stop after 30 days. I'm going to keep going. But do you even care, guys? Do we care, really? Is this a subject we really even need to be talking about, guys? It doesn't seem important. Talk to me, man. You know, what's more important? Is it your money, which is all we worry about in relationship, or is it your health? Because I'm going to tell you, you're going to need your help over here. You coming over here, you do a lot of walking in the Philippines. How you going to enjoy those beautiful beaches if you're not in shape? And then you know you're going to get with a woman, more than likely she's going to be half your age, or at least 20 years younger. How you going to keep up with her? And even though she's going to say she don't care, she really cares. Sniper the Viper says health is more important. It really is, man, when you think about it. But I just finished reading The Alchemist last week, and it says your treasure is where your heart is. So if your heart is always on money, then that's your treasure. But Anthony Williams last night, when I saw him, man, had I not known him and seen him before, I would have walked right by him. This guy's lost 35 pounds in less than 6 months. He's come over here, man. He's grabbed the bull by the horns. He's got a nice relationship going on. He's got his condominium by IT Park. He's got his clique of friends, man. He's really made this Sunshine Shoulders community proud, man. And this guy's looking really, really good, man. He's smiling all the time, laughing, joking. Brian's works out. Trinidad, everybody I was with last night has some type of exercise routine. He said health is for the unhealthy. Well, a lot of us are unhealthy, really. You know, because we put so little priority on it, especially as we get older. We think, well, you know, I'm 70 now. What's the deal? What's the big deal? You know, I can't do what I used to do, but you can do something. What's up, the Bachelor of Science? Yusuf says healthcare is non-existent where I live in Canada. The Philippines healthcare isn't so good. It's better than no healthcare at all. Well, see, what people fail to realize, guys, is this. The healthcare here in these major cities is damn good. Okay? Now, once you get outside Manila, Cebu, and all those places, it gets kind of shaky. But inside of these urban cities, General Santos, Davao, you'll be shocked, man. It's good. It's good. It's not better than what you're getting at home, believe it or not. What's up, Clarence? And I want to apologize. I missed a super sticker of yours before, the last live stream. Thanks for that super sticker. He said health is for everyone. It is. MCK72 said, dude said health is for the unhealthy. He said, what the hell is he talking about? I don't know. Robert Dame, if you think it's too late to get in shape, this is my buddy here. He's a fitness junkie, man, even though he smokes, but I think he quit, he said. This guy's built like a brick wall, man. He's 67. He said it's a mindset. If you think you're only going to live 75, then that's probably what happens. I told my doctor today I plan on 102, and he never batted an eye. Yeah. It's all mental. See? Not Napoleon Hill. Earl Nightingale said, we're all minds with a body. All the body is used for us to carry around this magnificent mind of ours. And whatever I didn't do that. I didn't unshadow ban you, dude. Really, I'm serious. Thanks for the super chat. He said, I voted. He said, I think you should unshadow ban me, bro, Calvin. What do you think? I've been supporting you and your charities for years, and I've been kicked off many sites, including Raw Facts, for defending you. I don't understand what you're talking about, man. You're still here, see? We've never kicked you off anywhere. I don't understand what you're saying. He says if you were hard banned, there's something he could do about it. But a shadow ban, you got to go to the Silicon Valley guys. Yeah, I'm really shocked, man, and I don't want you to. See, I lost a lot of guys here because of misunderstandings. We're not here to fight anybody. We're not here to put anybody down. This is a community, man. We love each other, man. Last night, one of the best nights I've had in a long time, and all we did was go get something to eat, sit there and engage in some good conversation, man. Then go and, watching some people watching in IT Park. I bought Luis Martinez back early because I knew that the jet lag was hitting him. Sable Winger says the man who respects his health respects himself. No one will respect you more than you respect yourself. I agree. We have to focus more on our health a little bit at a time, guys. I had lost 30 pounds. I've given it just about all of it back, but I had some nagging injuries, and I'm not making excuses. And I was telling Chris in 7-Eleven, he said, man, you still look good. I said, yeah, but I'm nowhere near where I want to be and where I'm going. I'm going to hit the optimum. I'm going to take it as far as I can take it because I was on my way to doing that. You know, playing all that tennis, basically broke my wrist. You know, then I had a damn shoulder injury. You know, see, push-ups is a vital part of my regimen. Push-ups and squats and burpees and all that. Y'all seen my routine. Without my wrist and without my knee and my shoulder, it renders me mute, really. Yeah, it's YouTube a lot of times. It is, guys. Yeah, and I'm glad TJ's on here because he's a techno crack. He'll tell you, man. He said, thing about a shadow ban is that it's not the stream of broadcaster banning you. Yes, it's YouTube. You know, and YouTube will do that, man. Believe it or not, when I had Peter B, remember I did the video, he lost 11 million, the guy. That wasn't even a live stream. I streamed it on StreamYard and then uploaded it to YouTube. Guess what? I had a moderator on that. It was YouTube. Go back and look at it. Jacob Tajay, none of them, you couldn't moderate that because it wasn't a real live stream. YouTube moderated the damn live stream. Yeah, they do that, man. YouTube does. You know, because at the end of the day, it's their platform. Auntie Perk said in 2018, I lost 138 pounds of pure garbage. Cost me a fortune. Best weight I ever lost. Just one problem. The state of Ohio cost it a divorce. Wow. Yeah, it's YouTube. And anybody that knows me knows this. This is 100% fact. I respect your opinion, your feedback, and all that, even your criticism. But the only time I will get rid of you is when you attack somebody, me or somebody on here. Then you got to go. But other than that, I wouldn't do it, man. Yusuf said he lost about 180 to 200 pounds. Wow. Phil Stevens said 138 is light for Big Shirley. TJ Johnson said, I'd give anything for some people watching an IT Park about now. Well, see, I had to go back on some things I'm saying. I never bring IT Park up. Fry said, man, look, when you talk to these guys, you start telling them they need to come over here. He said, if you're not afraid to speak to women and be cordial and polite, he said, you're going to hit the jackpot over there, you know. And he said, there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. It really is the cream of the crop is there, guys, if that's what you're looking for. Steven said, Phil Steven, unless it's 138 kilos. Wow. Now, you know, my American wife had gotten up pretty big. And, you know, she would discourage me from working out. No matter what I did, she would criticize me for it. Okay, when I was drinking, she would criticize me. Then when I stopped, then she went to something else. Then was my smoking. See, I smoked for like 10 years. But when my daughter was born, she's 24 right now. The doctor said, no, you got to stop smoking. He said, you can't even smoke outside. It's going to get in your clothes. So I stopped. Then she started attacking my reading. That's all you do is read them damn books and you know, ignore us, all that. Okay. Then I started working out. You always at that damn gym, you know, and it just got to the point where I said, I'm done with this. I'm out of here. But yeah. Charles Bell said, lunch is on me when I get to the PI. Come on, man. They've got just an unbelievable group here. I mean, these guys really, I'm really impressed. I'm proud of them, man, because I wanted to introduce Luis to them because he's young. These guys are young. I don't know how old Trinidad is, but hell, I know I'm older than him. He looks maybe to be in his 40s too. They're all in their 40s. Luis Martinez, believe it or not, is 38. And, you know, they got Yeah, I've one voted. One voted, yes. And thank you for that clarification, Cal. Perhaps I was mistaken. Yeah, brother, I promise you, man, I appreciate your support, everybody's support, man. I can't afford to get rid of good people on here, man, because it's too many. I've lost some good guys, man, I promise you, from misunderstandings like this. Clarence Wilkinson says, help is wealth, brother. You have to change your mindset, and sometimes you fall off the horse. Just get back on. We have to do we have to just do it. That's right. And I think the hardest part is just getting started. Just getting started. You know, there's a reason they talk about an apple a day. There's a lot of that's a profound statement, man. If you ate an apple a day, then pretty soon you're probably gonna start trying other fruits and vegetables. That's one thing about living over here. You're not gonna have any excuse for that. It's not like those big ass Dole bananas that we have in Kroger's over in America. They got like 5 or 6 different type of bananas over here, and they're sweet, they're delicious. If you get like I banned myself from chocolate. I haven't had chocolate in about a week. Okay, that's easy. I can easily do that because them bananas, man, you get a craving for something sweet. You bite into them little lactaton bananas. It's like biting into a damn candy bar. And if that won't do it, them damn mangoes will do it. You know, and they're expensive. Bentley Maushi says, health is wealth for expats returning in the Philippines, but wealth is health for Filipinos trying to escape their impoverished life in the Philippines to live and work in other countries. That's a great point. You know, when I was talking about stress the other day, see, we can come over here and avoid stress, even though it's a stressful place, because we're on the outside. But if a Filipino goes to America, he's going to be just as stressed as we are because he's got to get on that hamster wheel. He's got to become a part of that rat race if he's going to make it. But it's certainly health is wealth over here, guys. I mean, there's just no use in you coming if you're not going to at least try, okay? Because if you're not going to be in shape, at least encourage your woman to get in shape because she's going to have to push you around in a wheelchair and lead you around on the cane and all of that, hold you up and all of that, see? So at least encourage her. Sam Champion said at Sable Wingers, bro, there's a 1970 song by the Staple singer, Respect Yourself. Pretty meaningful lyrics. I was talking to somebody about that, Sam. I said, man, I was talking to Marilyn. I said, we was listening to some songs that come across Facebook, and I said, man, we had some heck of a music back then. Listen to the lyrics. This stuff nowadays, man, it's just junk, man. It's garbage. And I'm being nice. What's up, Alexander? Randy says, I will be out in Cebu on the 9th, leaving in the morning. First thing when I touch down is a gym membership. First thing when I touch down is a gym membership. 47 years old, been working out since 13 years. Exercise is very important, man, body. Well, you coming right into a fitness arena, man. Filipinos, fitness is big here, man. If you didn't hear me earlier, I said these bodybuilders and these personal trainers in these gyms, they treat them like celebrities, man. I mean, they can have just about any woman that walks through that door. The women look at them like they're a piece of candy. If you really want to get a woman, you know, you don't want to deal with the dating site because the dating site's an easy way. And easy gets you in, that word easy will get you in trouble over here, but it is. I'm just telling you what it is. It's the easiest way. Get in shape and see what happens. And they'll start Google, they'll be Google-eyed. Rag and Bing of Bingalai Travel says, everything in life is a process. It takes a process to become unhealthy and a process to become healthy again. Thank you, brother. That's a jewel there. And that's what I was just saying. The hardest part is just getting started, man. We don't want to get started. We're like, oh, what's the point? I'm 72 now. You know, are we just satisfied? We say, well, I got a nice looking woman. I've got a nice pension coming in. I go to the doctor every 3 months. If it ain't broke, don't break it. But my goal is optimum, man. By the time I'm 60, I want to really look 10 years younger. It's going to take some sacrifice, man. Nothing's easy. He said a kilo is 2.2 pounds. Man. Yeah, Beach of Life, we missed you last night, man. Robert Dane said processed foods are bad for you. Start by eliminating processed foods. We all know what they are. But eating becomes a habit. Even the foods we eat, it's a habit. You don't even want, the pig feet sandwich, but you've been eating the damn thing since you was a baby. So then when somebody hands you a pig feet sandwich, you just automatically take it and start chomping on it. Somebody was telling me, I'm thinking it was Gerald Muhammad, or somebody was telling me, said, anything wrapped in plastic in the grocery store is not good for you. He said, don't even, all of that stuff. Charles Bell says, I'm 34, but always could use the wisdom, adobo and pancit. Yeah, but see, I had a friend, and we were talking about this last night, because Luis, the reason he's not going to be able to stay longer than he wants to, he's helping his cousin out in California, had a stroke at 52. Well, I had a friend, a real close friend I grew up with. We was in the Navy together. He had a double stroke at 38 and almost killed him. He's never fully recovered. I mean, he gets around now, but you can see the effects of it. He was 38, man. TJ says the Beach of Life, same here, but I got to figure out if I'm staying in New York or moving back west as my lease expires at the end of next month. I want to say that Vince Lawson's back in town. Sniper the Viper said, if you're healthy, you still die. If you're not healthy, you still die. Being healthy don't make you live longer. When it's your time, you depart. We're all just visiting. But see, I don't believe that. I think we all are going to expire, but you can hasten your death, but you can also extend your life. I don't believe there's somebody up there with a clock. My brother died at 55 because he was drinking, smoking, getting high when the doctor told him not to. Okay? That's why, if there was some benevolent savior, why is he letting some people, mainly the most honorous people alive, live so long? It don't make a lot of sense to me. I could be wrong. What's up, you dirty puppy? Thanks for that super chat. He said, being unhealthy later in your life does not determine your happiness in life or future. He said, I'm fat and old and changing a family tree. Yeah, we're just saying that health is important. And healthy people are happier people, man. Let's face it. And, it's not too many fat people, and I'm not talking about you, who can really look themselves in the mirror and be happy about it. Unless it's their genetics or something. But I mean, people that, the doctor says, hey, you need to lose weight, or, because we're hard on fat people in America. It's a little different over here. But in America, man, I'm going to say the people get treated the worst. Black people and fat people, second. Fat people is a close second, man. And don't jump on me, guys. Let's have some fun on here. He said, just ask KJ. He said, health is important because the people you think will be in your corner when you go down, won't be there for you. So do your best to take care of yourself. It's about quality of life. That's beautiful, man. And it's facts, guys. When you win and everybody's in your damn corner. Look at these athletes, man, when they hit bad. Look at what's his name? Antoine Walker. You know, people were trying to tell him, hey, you know, you got, what did he have? 20 cars or something? All these houses and, you know, running up $1 million bills at these casinos. He thought his money was going to last forever. Now he went broke, and the only thing they want to do is make documentaries about his ass. Nobody's trying to help him, and all the people that you helped, they're not they're not giving that money back. Steve Lee said, Calvin, fasting is the way to go. I'll tell you all about it when I see you in April. Yeah, I want to know as much as I possibly can. I want to go down fighting, guys. We're in the fourth quarter. I want to take it all the way to the limit. One more time. Brad says the mango a day keeps the doctor away. Those mangoes, man, they're so sweet. They're so delicious, man. I've got to have my fruits cold. I don't care what it is, except for banana. Market Focus says, hell, I wish I had your 20-inch python, brother. Yeah, thank you, man. You know, it's a balance, though. Like I said, I was in optimum shape. Maybe I still got a picture on my phone. We were still living in the house in Margarita Village. I mean, I was doing my routine 3 or 4 times a day. I mean, I was in a zone, man. It's like Phil Stevens said, Calvin's in a zone. I was in a zone. Marilyn, and I'm gonna tell you what kicked it off. Marilyn was talking about my stomach one day, and I was like, I can lose this stomach. You ain't said nothing. We'll see who's gonna be laughing. And hell, next thing you know, man, I had a 6-pack, and it was like with no effort, because I wasn't thinking about it. I'd get up every morning, I had my routine. I'd wait as long as I could before I would eat anything. But I would exercise on an empty stomach. I don't know how healthy that is. Butch the One says, hello, Cal. Should you have a home gym or go to a regular gym? It really all depends on you. I don't need a gym because as you get older, I like to do a lot of body weight exercises. But they say as you get older, you do need to add weights to your routine. So that's why every now and then I'll go to the gym and let them beat me up. But I just get so big so fast. I swell up, man. It's in my family. And, I was looking like Ronnie Coleman down in Zamboanga. I mean, no joke, man. These people wanted me. And these guys have been working out their whole lives, 15, 20 years. I went in there for about 3 months, and they was trying to recruit me to go to the damn, to be a part of their, team to go to these competitions and stuff, man. Yeah, Sean, he said, but you don't want to live a long time in bad health. See, these are the kind of conversations we need to have, man. Really. It's okay to talk about women sometimes, man, but they're there, man. You're not fooling anybody when you come over here. Filipinos aren't stupid, man. They're part of the human population. They're not from outer space. One thing I try to get over to my viewers is you're no smarter than them. And for some reason, we think we are. And I don't understand that. You're no smarter. There's genius over here, just like it is all over the planet. And I'm going to do a live stream on that because there's some genius over here. They got this thing called Gcash now. That's genius, man, whoever came up with that. Whoever came up with all of these fees in immigration for foreigners. It was genius. You don't just wake up and think about that stuff. The Philippines went from letting you stay 18 months to 36 months because there's more money, guys. Okay? And this, remember, you used to have a choice between the express lane and the non-express lane fee. Okay? Now you don't have a choice. They're going to charge you that 500 pesos for the express lane fee. That express lane fee alone is responsible for billions of pesos every year, man. It's genius, man. So yeah, they know what's going on over here. They said it. If anybody's new here, they saw a foreigner in a mall eating the leftovers from customers. He was eating the leftover food. Evidently, he had went broke or whatever it was. If you, the links in the description. This guy looks bad. He's out of it. It's from the side, but you can see his eyes. And here's what they said. They said, stories of foreigners being left with nothing by their Filipino partners is not new. This is Filipinos talking to you, guys. That's why I put it in that link. They're saying this, not me. He said the sad thing about it is that aside from all the money being taken, it's difficult for them to return home. After being left without money, they end up homeless, desperate to survive. They tend to beg money and even eat leftovers. Nothing I say on my channel is earth-shattering. It's not new. But I'm making people aware of it because people don't seem to think that that kind of stuff is on the mind of the locals over here. You think like these guys are just had a bad day or they picked the wrong woman. This has been going on for a long, long time, decades upon decades upon decades, guys. They got stories that, of course, they're not going to tell them. Okay? Jake says free will. TJ Johnson says living every day is dependent on statistics as you're mathematically not guaranteed another day. All you can do is raise or lower the odds. I believe that. I believe that, people who commit suicide, I don't know if that was, this benevolent savior's idea. I mean, if you're against it, then why would you allow somebody to do that? Hey, just ask, thanks for that super sticker. You can't say it's free will. It's not free will. Because if I don't do what you say, I'm going to hell. That's not free will, guys. That means, I'm an oppressor. You're going to do what I say. You're going to follow my rules, or you're going to hell. You're going to burn forever. That's not free will. Because anybody in their right mind is going to say, well, I'm going to follow what you say, because I don't want to burn forever. I wrote to the Philippines, Danny, what's up? He said, that's one problem I have each time I go to the Philippines. I don't eat as healthy and no exercise except, you know what, yeah. But that is exercise, guys. Sex is exercise. If I can't find a local gym, I'll build my own. Do they have places to buy commercial brands? Absolutely. When you come to a place like Cebu and some of these major malls, they got everything you got in America. Sam Champion said, Cal, as Billy Joe said in a song, Only the Good Die Young. Somebody killed Martin Luther King. He didn't shoot himself in the head. Somebody shot him. Somebody intentionally killed him. And people like that. These people aren't ready to die. But I think if you become part of a gang, if you sell drugs, if you don't eat right, eventually the odds are going to catch up with you. I don't think it's your time because you can reverse that. You can get out of the damn game like a lot of people do. Ray Lewis says, even if you're predestined to die at a certain age, good health will improve the quality of the time you got. And I have to agree with you. I would rather have quality than quantity. Okay, because William Shakespeare, one of the greatest quotes of man, one of my favorites, he says, "What little we know of death, life should be a paradise." We shouldn't be going around circles complaining, bitching, and moaning about everything because you don't know what's on that other side when you close your eyes, man. Life is sacred, guys. It's sacred. But people don't know that. We're not getting the message out. See, this, uh, this heaven and hell. Okay, a guy explained it to me like this. He said, Calvin, the sun is 93 million miles away and it'll burn the hell out of you. But hell is supposed to be underground. The earth is what? 3,000 something miles deep or something. He said, but you can't feel the heat, But you're right, Ray. I would rather have quality over quantity. What's up, Franz? Thanks for that super chat. Said, what's up, brother Cal? Great time last night. It was, man. It's simple stuff like that that will determine if you're going to stay here or not. Man, I've spent years, literally over a decade over here, and never did that. That was always a dream of mine because I'd see other people doing it. And I was like, man, I wish I could get some friends over here, man. We could sit back and laugh and joke and stuff like that. Because believe it or not, when you're with a group of men like that, you get more attention from women, man. Women was looking at us last night, believe it or not. You dirty puppy said LaChon is a cold, greasy mess of a pig other than the skin. Just saying, yeah. That's about all I eat. It's greasy. It is, Now, what they do after the LaChon is over with, they'll make LaChon Paxil. Now, I like that. But if somebody put a LaChon in front of me, I would tell Marilyn to cut me off. Just cut me off a square of that skin, and I'm done with it, really. Joe Porter says, I come from a long line of long-living folks, sharecroppers, later land-owning farmers. Then they became very wealthy from the land they owned. Sometimes living a long time isn't really worth it. Oh, man. But we're afraid to die. And, okay, there's Louise. What's up, brother? I hope you had a good time last night. I brought you home, man, because number one, I knew the jet lag was going to get you. Number two, I didn't want you to get in trouble with your woman on the first night. But yeah, he bought a few things for me over here, man. Thank you for that, Louise. I mean, it's thoughtful, man, when somebody does something like that. Takes time to just pick up a few items like he did. A couple of things, a secret, a bottle of vino, some blades for my razor. It makes all the difference in the world for me because I don't know when I'm going back over there. It's me and Franz was talking yesterday. He was talking about how he misses his son. And see, that's what's going on with me. Now that Gabe and Cooley are over in America, it's chipping away at my serenity. Now I'm worried about them over there. See, that's what's going on with me. I'm just going to be honest with you. Especially, with Gabe, because I raised him and I'm just worried about him now. When he was over here and Cooley was over here, I could see him anytime I want, but now that they're over there, it's really chipping it away at my serenity, man. The Bachelor of Science said women love when guys are having fun. They want to join in. We was getting some looks last night. I don't know if they, I was sitting looking at the people and I noticed it. Even when we were in the mall, people were watching. He said, give me a plate with some mung, Thomas. I like that inner South chicken, mung inner South chicken over here. And it's a favorite place you can take your girl, and it's really affordable. Let them show you where to take her, man, because you're gonna take her somewhere like TGI Fridays, and she's not gonna be able to order anything on the menu. You better off, and TGI Fridays, they busting heads, and they ain't taking no prisoners here in the Philippines. Now, where we ate last night, their prices is up there, but they give you enough, man. You can't eat all the food. I mean, they give you the portions, just you get your money's worth, and the food is delicious. Abaca is the place we went to. I had chicken and waffles, man. You can't eat it all. These big guys was with us last night. That you can't eat it all. The two biggest guys, well, Franz had a chicken sandwich, him and Trinidad, and me, Louise, and Anthony had the chicken and waffles. Hell, Anthony's bigger than me, Louise is bigger than me. You can't finish that stuff, man. But when you take your girl to TGI Friday, she ain't gonna know what to order. And they busting heads. They're gonna give you, okay, they got a 5-cheese hamburger over there, right? With fries. Just a little handful of fries, by the way. It's 850 pesos. Luis Martinez said, yeah, I did. It was fun hanging out with the guys. It is, man. It's a whole lot better than over here looking at four walls with this woman. Because after a while, after all the jumping up and down is over with, now what? You know, then she surely ain't going to take you to Ayala Mall. There's some stunners in there, man. And, you know, if she does take you in there, she's going to be hugged up on you like white on rice. Because there's some stunners in there, but I keep parked at the right time. Daniel Hackney says if you're an older guy in your 70s, 60s, or 70s, or a younger guy with pre-existing conditions, living in the Philippines, all the money in the world might not save you. Lack of quality healthcare and no paramedic. But see, you got to understand, though, the Philippines has quality healthcare over here. If you got the money and if you got the insurance. But the best insurance in the world, Daniel, is not going to help you if you don't use it. You know how many people have, my brother had great insurance. He died at 55. He didn't use it. The only time he used it was to go get his prescriptions. Okay? All those guys that work at Ford, International Harvester, Brown and Williams, and all those places, DuPont Chemical, they got all these great healthcare plans, but they don't go to the doctor. They dying at 62, having heart attacks at 58. Some of it's heredity, though. You can't outrun heredity, but the best healthcare in the world is not going to help you if you don't go to the doctor. I was an insurance agent, man. It's the reason why our health insurance is cheaper than a woman's, because a woman is going to use her benefits. So yeah, those actuaries, they saying, okay, we got to make her premiums higher because she's using them. But for us, it's a lot lower. Now, life insurance is the opposite. Ours is higher. Hers is lower because she's going to live longer, guys. They know what they're doing. They got a table of large numbers. He said, what's up, Pumpkin Joe? My girl said she ran into you and your wife over there. Pumpkin Joe's on her. I didn't see him. Billy said the hardest decision is making a permanent move to the field. Do I work longer and save more or pull the pen? You know, that's a decision you have to make. You know, but you'll know when it's time. I tell y'all the story about the guy DuPont Chemicals guy was #1 on the union list. He didn't last. I don't think he lasted a year. I said a year. I'm almost sure it was a month. He was gone. He should have just stayed at work because all he did was come to work. He had so much seniority, he didn't have to do anything. They let him stay in the break room like every area had like a break room, you know what I mean, with really with if you ever work for DuPont Chemicals, man, you talking about perks. They have some of the best perks when I was working there in all of the United States. I mean, we had real ovens and refrigerators and the whole 9 yards over there. All he had to do was just make coffee and keep it clean in his area. And hell, he was gone within a certain amount of time. What's up, Rod? He's right. He said walking is free. If you were a Filipino and not in shape, you might wake up digging. I got one arm and I'm still working out. It's all about attitude. Exactly right. Everything starts up here. You know, that's just the bottom line. So what kind of body do you want carrying around this magnificent man of yours? Because that's all we are. We're a man with a body. That's all it is. And one of the other books I read, I can't remember if this was W. Clement Stone or Odd Mendino. It's Odd Mendino. He said, we've been walking around with the Aladdin's lamp in our head. With the genie, all you got to do is tell it what you want, that subconscious mind. You put it in there, man, and it's going to make your dreams come true. But no one really tells us that. And we're too old by the time we hear about it and we don't believe it. See, you got to believe it before you ever see it. But you're walking around, the subconscious mind is a bad boy. It doesn't know the difference between a penny and $1 million. It's the GPS. It's going to find the clearest route to wherever you're trying to go. It doesn't, it's not going to rationalize or anything like that. You giving it specific instructions, it's just like a GPS. It's going to work backwards to get you what you want, man. I'm sitting here, I'm telling you it's true. Clarence Wilkinson said, good health and wealth to the Sunshine family. We're out. I have a wonderful day, y'all. Thanks, Clarence. I think you're over here. Brian Jones says, I believe that many of us misinterpret the scriptures. I think all of us do. The Bible's been interpreted, so many times. And you got to realize some of the words way back then, they didn't convert to English. Go on Facebook if you think I'm playing. If you got Filipino friends and you see them conversing in their language, hit that translation button if you want to get a laugh. And then you ask them, is this what you're saying? It'll be some crazy stuff, man, because it doesn't convert all over. It doesn't convert properly over to the English language, So they was adding stuff in there and all stuff, I don't talk about people's religion, but man, you're going to tell me all that stuff that happened in the Bible and you can't find one iota that Jesus lived? No, I mean, imagine the story, guys. These stories are allegoric. We take them literally. He did not have two of every species. What about the species that you don't see? The micro species, the germ of life and all of that. He didn't have that on that damn boat, man. I mean, where's he going to get? At that time, you're talking about where he was situated. We're not going to get into an argument about this, but, at some point, you got to use your own brain. And so you're going to tell me that he had two penguins from the North Pole and come down to that, walk all the way down to that boat, whales, and these big gigantic blue whales. Where are you going to put them? He said, of course, Calvin, yeah. It's just so, but if you want to get this translation thing, go on Facebook, okay? And follow some of your Filipino friends. You're going to see the conversation. Get that translation. It's going to shock you. And you're gonna be like, what in the hell is going on here? Let me see. I don't know what's going on. Pumpkin Joe said getting in shape is really easy if you're eating local or your Filipinos cooking. In 5 years, I had my clothes taken in 3 times. I just bought a new wardrobe. Yeah, you did lose a lot. Yeah, we're not going to, get into this, guys, because if there is a God, I don't want anything to do with him because I tell you what, he sure don't like babies and old people, you know, uh, and he's always trying to teach somebody a lesson, and it's like that tsunami that came and wiped out all those people, snatched babies out of their mother's arms and all that. Come on, guys. I mean, I don't want nothing to do with a guy like that. That's a slave. And then all this stuff that you got to follow, man, he's a slave master. You can't do it. You can't do all that stuff. I'm sorry. And if I'm going to go to hell, then how petty is he? But Ted Bundy, shaking in his damn boots, going to the electric chair, they said he prayed and asked Jesus for forgiveness. And you're going to tell me, because I'm sitting here telling you, hey, I don't believe it, I'm going to burn in hell. But this guy who made people's life a living hell, the families of the victims, all he has to do is pray right before they hit the switch on the electric chair, and he's saved and he's in paradise with Jesus. Y'all need to grow up, man. He said, laugh my ass off, Cal. Legit angry about that arc. I'm dying. Yeah, y'all know, man, that. See, that's why me and my father used to get into it. When I was little, man, I used to ask my father. My father was a preacher, man, a dyed-in-the-wool preacher. And he hated to see me coming because he knew I was going to ask him stuff. I was like, Daddy, where was God when slavery was going on? Why in the world would he sit there and watch for 250 years and let people get treated like this? Let me get off here, guys. Robert Dames says your gut biome will affect your health, mental and physical. You need raw vegetables to make that bacteria happy. There's a lot of stuff that we don't know about eating. I remember when I was little, the first time I had to be maybe second or third grade, you saw that chart, you are what you eat. And I didn't get that for a long, long time. It was an elephant and it had all the little food groups in it. And it just said, you are what you eat. And I just couldn't get that for the longest, but I get it now. He said, how the hell you get beef with Noah? I don't have beef with Noah. I got beef with my father. Hey, what's up? He said, Black Diamond said, I'm so sad. I told my kids those biblical lies. Yeah, we're not going to pick on religious people, man, because people need something to hold on to in this crazy ass world. This is my heaven, man. Every day I wake up, it's heaven. It's literally heaven to me. Breathing in and out, man, it's heaven, man, to me. There's Vince. He said, what's up, Unc? I'm late to the video, but it's different when you're in country. I love Manila. Yeah, Mac told me that you were on your way. Are you up there by Mac? Yeah. TJ Johnson, laugh out loud. If the Bible is 1-to-1 accurate, he said, what about with Job? Oh, yeah, Nicholas Cherry says, hey, fellas, the title of this live stream hits very personally. What's going on, Nicholas? Share something with us, man. Tell us how important health is. What's more important, guys? Be honest right now where you are in your life. Is it your money? Is that where your priorities are? Working all the time? Because the guy says, Billy says the hardest decision, it really wouldn't be a hard decision for me. It wasn't a hard decision for me. He said the hardest decision he has to make is to keep working, save more money, or pull the pin. And everybody's going to be different on that. King Arthur, thanks for the super chat. He said, Cal, I cut out 99% of sugar and lost 15 pounds in 6 weeks. That's the killer, man. And, you know, I was addicted to drugs and alcohol for years, but nothing has me more addicted than sugar. If they ever made sugar illegal, they'll be out here sucking dicks for sugar. Believe it or not. You know, see, it's what these people want to make legal and illegal. If they made tobacco illegal, women would be selling their bodies for a cigarette. Okay? But yeah, that sugar's a bad boy. And try to stop if you think I'm playing. Hey, Stylus over 60 says, enjoying the live streams. Unfortunately, the algorithm guys are keeping me out of the chat. Catch up with you guys on the next live stream. Old head Stylus over 60. Stop signing out. Thank you, brother. Yeah, you know, YouTube, man. They're going to do what they're going to do, guys. Yeah, sugar is the real drug. And if you don't believe me, try to stop sugar. It affects the same pleasure center in your mind, the dopamines and all that, that the cocaine and all that does. The same thing. It affects the same way. When I drink the coffee with sugar, man, it's like it's like I'm high, man. Okay, Nicholas Cherry says, I'm telling you, I'm 28, been sitting at my desk grinding as a software engineer. My hips, back, neck are hurting me. All my pain is coming from immobile hips. Put a softball in the groin, roll it out. Wow. Yeah, I know you earn a lot of money, but at what price is that, though? At what price are we paying for these jobs like that? Our eyesight is bad. Deanno Dordan says, my Jamaican mommy was on drugs, bro. Yeah. You know, I grew up in a family of drinkers, man. And I just thought it was normal. I couldn't wait till I was old enough to start drinking. First time I smelled weed, I got sick. But you just keep coming back. And next thing you know, you embrace it, hell, and you off and running. That was the very first lesson about life my mother told me. She said, just don't ever drink and don't ever use drugs. It was the very first lesson she ever taught me. And I was like 8 years old. I looked at her like she was crazy. Like, Mom, I'm going to be a professional football player. I don't want nothing to do with drinking and drugging. It was like she had a crystal ball and was looking at my future. But what did I do? Wow, Jacob, he said, I stopped sugar and carbs October 1st, lost 30 pounds. But how hard is that, guys? I know some sacrifices have to be made. You can't get something for nothing. And I think, okay, this is the reason why we don't exercise. We don't stop smoking. You know the number one reason, when I stopped smoking, okay, you know what the doctor told me the number one reason people don't stop smoking? Because they say they're going to eat more and they're going to gain weight. Okay. And number two, it's painful. Because he told me, he said, Calvin, just stop. He said, I smoked for 30 years. I did it cold turkey. He said, for the first 7 days, all hell's going to break loose. He said, but after that, it gets easier. And it was. I mean, I stayed in my bed for the first 3 days. I didn't leave the house. I was determined because I never smoked. I didn't start smoking until I was 30 years old, man. It don't make sense. But that's what I did. But it grabbed a hold of me and I couldn't get rid of it. And then I said, no, I got to do it. And I guess I'm going to have to do the sugar the same way. I quit sugar for 30 days over here when I lost all that weight. And then I'm working out vigorously. But it's a habit. Your Bellamy says, if you have your health, you have about everything. That's right. Because it's not just your physical health, it's your mental health too. And you're going to be able to appreciate every moment of your life. You're going to know it's sacred. Yeah, you're going to know it's sacred, guys. You're not going to take it for granted. Hey, Philippines, SAS in the Philippines via the US. Thanks for that super chat. He said, just appreciate your content, Cal. Keep doing your thing. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. And I want to give a shout out to some people again. A lone wolf, his name is Chris. Him and his beautiful wife, they just got married. So he's no longer a lone wolf. I saw him at the 7-Eleven. I'm over here at the Persimmon condos. I got an Airbnb for 2 nights. And I'm opening up the cooler to get a water. And I feel a guy looking at me. It's him. You'll see him. I'm going to put him on my community page. We had the cashier give us, the manager, take a picture of it. He said, aren't you Sunshine Shoulders? I said, yeah. And I said, what's up, man? He said, man, I thought that was you. He said, we saw you yesterday, but my wife said, no, that ain't him. You know, and he's leaving. Today's his last day. He's leaving on Wednesday, man. I was like, wow, it's got to be a sad trip. He's going back to Chicago. Just got married. And I'm going to take him and his wife out to dinner tonight if she starts feeling better. I don't know this guy's name, and I'm good with names. It's Pete, Steve, or Ray. I was rushing to catch that ferry yesterday. But him and his wife, they celebrated 13 years yesterday. They have an 8-year-old son. And I want to send a shout out to that. The peso is 54.69. It went up a whole peso from 2 days ago. I'm like, wow. But yeah, guys, somebody said, Rock said walking is free. Ride a bicycle. There's a big tennis community in St. Carlos City, really in all the Philippines. Basketball course. It's a lot of things you can get active in doing. Believe it or not, sex is exercise. Nicholas says, someday I'm going to be in the Sunshine Hall of Fame. I could maybe make first team at present. Well, some guy, they was trying to get some guy to get into the Hall of Fame. Speedy 00733 said, Cal, can you make more videos if you can, please? Yeah, coming up, brother. Oh, wow. Andy H says that this might get him in the Hall of Fame if I ever seen him in person. He said, I met my Filipino wife online. I was 321 pounds, former semi-pro football player when I went to the Philippines for the first time to see her. I was 240. I'm now 227. Wow, that's 100 pounds. You lost a whole person, literally. Wow. Once they start, once the pounds start coming off, they literally fall off. And then another thing that helps, if you're not sitting there watching the grass grow, you know, you can't sit there and weigh yourself every day. And, you know, you don't go out and plant grass seed and go out every damn day and check to see if it's growing. You just come out there one day and you see it sprouting. And that's what happens when you start working out. It says it said Raj and Bing of Bingala Travels. He says, you'll know when it's time to quit working. When you hear yourself singing time for a cool change, you know it's time. Yeah. Yeah, the tech heads. He says, I thought it was SAS in the Philippines and got slightly excited. What's wrong is my problem. Yeah, he said, I love Mountain Dew. Yeah, see, it becomes a habit. You know, it seems like all the things that we love and fell in love with as a child are bad for us. You know, um, there's really no uh, nutritional value with macaroni and cheese. It just isn't. And candy yams and all of that stuff, you know. Uh, I don't know how true this is, but they said that African Americans, 95% of our diet is from the slave days. We just poured it forward. And, you know, that's why we eat chitlins. You know, they talk about hound the hog. Hound the hog was the hams and all of that. We were eating the pig feet, pig tails, pig ears. I hate to come home from school and my mother got some damn pig ears boiling on the stove. And you know, you didn't play with my mother. She always had that look on her face like, if you don't eat this, you're not going to eat nothing. You know, was no sandwiches, you know, because I try to opt out for the peanut butter and jelly sandwich now. So hell, I started putting mustard and hot sauce, a lot of hot sauce on them damn ears, and just they crunching, you biting through cartilage, and but you ain't have no choice. But she would mix it up with sauerkraut, but you didn't have no damn choice. But yeah, we ate all that foolishness, man. My mother would make some great uh, chicken, man, but I know hell, it was bad on your damn arteries. We get that big old, she take one big block of lard in that big cast iron skillet, sit it there and let it all melt and then bubble up. Then she put that chicken in there, man. It was so delicious. He said, any tips for being sober for a month? Yeah, I would start helping other people, Nicholas. Take your mind off of your problems. And see, you know, May the 13th will be 25 years for me that I stopped. And that's one of the lessons that they teach you. You know, start helping other people to get sober. But if you don't have anybody around you trying to get sober, just help other people. It'll take your mind off of your problems. Because remember, the alcohol is only a symptom of your problem. You're the problem. It's something deeper. The reason why you know, we're escaping from something, we're running from something, we're hiding something. But I would just say you can do anything for 24 hours. You don't have to do it for the rest of your life. Do it 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time if you can. And remember what drinking always our drugs did to you. That's what keeps me sober. I don't want any more of what I was getting out there, man. I don't want any more of what I was getting out there, man. The drugs and alcohol kick my behind. The lifestyle kick my behind, man. It's hard to get high every day. It's expensive. Okay. Either way it goes, you know, if you suffer some type of problem and you want to stop, there's some reason you're stopping. Yeah, sauerkraut is good for you. Somewhere along the line, it was mixed in, right? The good and the bad. But, you know, sometimes you just wasn't feeling it, man. As a fourth grader, man, you come home and them damn pig ears or something crazy like that, or that damn beef liver. I mean, but you didn't have no choice. You had to eat it or you were going to starve. Yeah, come on, guys. Give me some help here. He said, exactly. Thanks. Yeah, I'm coming up on 25 years. You know, other than, you know, the birth of my children, it's my greatest accomplishment. It's my greatest achievement because I never thought I'd stop. I thought I was going to get high and drink for the rest of my life. I'd surely be dead had I not stopped. And then second comes building this house over here. And it may seem petty to people, but it really is an achievement. It really is an accomplishment for me. you know, having lost that house. Well, I didn't really lose it, but the bank took that house. We couldn't come to terms, me and my ex-wife. Somebody told her that she could stay in it and I would have to pay for it. I tried to tell her, I said, that's not true. I said, you either gonna have to buy me out, I'm gonna buy you out. And I was trying to buy her out when the value of the house was at its highest, before it all went down. When we lost that house, it was underwater. It was an African couple from Africa. I paid $114,000 for that house. It was worth $137,000 at its peak, because I finished the basement, put 2 decks, the whole 9 yards. Redid the driveway, and it had a parking lot because the guy who owned the house was a plumber. He had his plumbing business there. But by the time the housing crashed, they bought that house for $40,000. Bella says, Maine in a sour chicken is finger looking good, plus unlimited rice. Oh my God, I missed the Philippines, but I'll be there in June after 5 years. Don't forget, Cal, you're invited in Argyle. Oh, we're coming. And it is good. But I'm going to tell you what I really like at Maine in a sour. I like their sisig. You know, I just tell them don't put that chicharron on top of it. But I love the sisig. And it's not expensive, man. You know, you could take her there. She likes that food, guys. You ain't going to have to spend a ton doing it. But if you take her to TGI Friday, don't say I didn't warn you. You know, you're trying to impress the girl. She's not going to know what to order anyway. Yeah, that beef liver and onions. I like it now. I'm going to tell you what I like. I like chicken livers now. But that beef liver is still too wild tasting. But yeah, she would put the onions in there. Yeah, this is true. This is a fact. He says, in the South, the best 90 pesos you will spend in the Philippines. Remember I was telling you about genius exists all over the planet. It exists here in the Philippines. And if you stop and take time and you be here long enough, you'll witness the genius over here. Some of the ideas that they've come up with, you like, how in the world are they earning any money? How can you sell all of this for 90 pesos? They give you a big, what is that part? You know, you got the leg and what is that, the back or something? Connected, unlimited rice, and for 99 pesos. You're like, why in the world can they do that? Yeah, Mang in the South, yeah. Andy H, and this, we can all relate to this. And when you worried about something, you stressed, you tend to eat more. He said, I had an addiction to eating. I used to eat 3 to 5 pounds of cheese a week, just melted cheese. I used to drink a lot in college. Change your ways, change your habits. I walk 14 miles a day every day. Wow. Yeah, you got to change some stuff. It's not going to happen overnight. Like the gentleman said, it's a process. And it's not going to be easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. That's why you only see 2% of the population hovering above everybody else, because they make the sacrifice. They go long after everybody else has quit. They continue to go. I've been watching this Chris Jackson story, and this guy was, I mean, his workout routine from the time he was 9 years old. I mean, it was brutal, man, because he had it in his mind, I have to become a pro basketball player. I have to get my family out of this ghetto. Imagine a 9-year-old thinking that way. And he had Tourette's syndrome. But remember, you got this powerful mind, which most of us never even use. Napoleon Hill says, most of us, we don't even think beyond what the average animal thinks about: food, shelter, and sex. That's it. When your mind can just, it's the Aladdin's lamp. Your subconscious mind is your Aladdin's lamp, but we don't use it. We don't understand it. No one tells us about it. Some of us stumble upon it by accident, but you can literally do anything humanly possible. Okay. Remember, it has to be in reason. But a lot of times, you know, Henry David Thoreau in his book Walden, and read this stuff, guys. I'm a reader. But he wasn't the one that said this. William James said this. He says, it's not that men don't have goals. He said we set them too low. See, that's the problem with human beings. We got goals, we just set them too low. What's up, brother? He said, King Dynasty is here. He said, shout out to you, Cal, sir. Never let anyone tell you that building that house is not an achievement. It is. It is most. Absolutely an achievement. Salute to you, sir. It is. It's my second biggest achievement after stop drinking and drugging. I was terrible out there, man. I really was. And no one was more disappointed than my mother. I mean, I've got children now, I've got grown children now. I've got a daughter that's fooling with pills, man. It just bothers me, man. So I can imagine. I used to be drunk, and when I was 14, I'd come home drunk. I mean, a blackout. And, you know, my mother never said anything, though. She never really, it was only when I got older, I guess because she thought that's a phase she's going through, did my mother stay on my behalf about that. He says, Nicholas Cherry, you need help walking away from THC? Nicholas Cherry said, yeah, 40,000, they picked up your house. Damn, I understand your urge to have your own house. Yeah, see, it did. I mean, and you have to understand the work that went into me. That was a dream of mine. You know, it's the American dream, even though it's really a nightmare, guys. Okay, that 30-year mortgage is a beast, but it's something that, you know, you grow up in that culture and you say, well, I got to do it. And I got my credit together, man. It took me a long time. I got involved with this program, this housing partner program. And even when it was time for me to go out and start looking for houses, and I bought the first house back, and the lady said, well, why are you going so low? The house was like 80-something thousand, because to me, that's a lot. She's like, the bank has approved you up to 120,000. So I went back out and bought an older house, a bigger house. That's just so much work went into it, man. And see, my wife, she didn't do anything. It was all on me. It was my credit. It was my money. It was my mortgage. But because we were married, it was 50% her house. So when things were starting to slip, it didn't really affect her because she didn't do anything. And man, it really, man, it didn't sit well with me, Nicholas, man, for years upon years, guys. And I was determined. So no matter what happens over here, you can't take that from me. I've already put that notch in my belt, guys. There's nothing you can do about that. Elijah Van Warmer says a breaded and fried chicken liver are so good. Absolutely. But I don't like them fried. I love them. They cook them over here above the stove. And they put like a gravy, you know, they make that homemade gravy. And my Filipino wife can cook. She's one of the best cooks. That's what she does for a living now over in America. And that's what Gabe said. I said, what do you miss the most? He said, I miss my mother's cooking because her mother cannot cook. She can't boil an egg. Hey, King Arthur, thanks for that super chase. At Calvin, a cooking tip. He said, put your fried on a bed of iceberg lettuce to absorb the grease. I eat very little fried foods now. Okay. Every now and then I get a craving for some fried spam, but most of the time, King Arthur, I'm putting in our bacon. Maryland makes the best bacon, period. And you know, that's all grease. But most of the time, we're cooking my meat in this air fryer. That's what, that was a good money, um, that some of the best money that I've ever spent on that air fryer and on that karaoke machine. Guys, when you get over here, encourage your woman to sing karaoke, man. Buy her a karaoke machine, a good one, not a cheap one. You don't have to spend no more than about $50 or $60. If you want to get fancy, you can buy one of them for about $400, but we bought one. We actually bought the microphone set, and then you got the Bluetooth speakers, and we use the phone. But it's going to go a long way, And then you got to set you got to set the uh, the parameters. You got to say, hey, after 10 o'clock, it's no more. But you need that over here. It's more than entertainment. They use that to relieve stress. It works miracles. Nicholas Sherry said, can we get a surfing video, Cap? Once I go somewhere, I've never been yet to Shergal, the surfing capital. But they say they got some surfing areas up in Luzon near, where is that? Somebody help me. There's actually a guy who used to come on my channel. He has his own channel in Luzon, and that's what he does. He's a surfer. I can't think of his channel, but it's growing now. His channel is. Brian Jones said, yes, air fryer is definitely the way to go. So much healthier. Yeah, but I don't know. Is it the microwave of the 21st century? I don't know yet, but I do know it's the best chicken wings I've ever tasted. I mean, they're perfect. Maryland cooks them in there. They're perfect, man. I mean, they're crispy. They're done all the way through. Nothing worse than blood in your chicken, man. Made Filipino Blog says, I would karaoke alone in my phone. That's just me. Yeah, if you really want to get into, the culture and have some peace of mind, get that karaoke machine. Because I noticed when Marilyn's mad at me, she'll go in there and get on that karaoke machine and start belting out some stuff. It hurts my ears, but hell, later on that night, it works out for everybody. Yeah, he said, I met 3 girls in Cebu. We got drunk as a skunk and karaokeed until the sun came out. It was epic. Yeah, it's part of their culture, man. Yeah, he said you read my mind. Sir Gal, yeah, I'm going to stay there for a week in June. I've been around that area, but I've never been there. I've been to Bislick City. I've been to Louigan. Black Diamond says your housing and marriage is identical to what happened to me. Yeah. And see, my sister gave me some great advice. She said, continue to pay that mortgage. Wait, let the courts decide. She said, don't stop paying that mortgage. She said, I know what you're thinking because that other man is in there. I mean, because I was hot. And I did it for a year. But after that, I couldn't take it no more. Just, she's poking. And, he's riding around in my car. He's in my house. I couldn't take it, man. That's when I started coming to the Philippines. It was either that, either go to jail or die, because that's, she had pushed me to that limit. They know what to do. They know what buttons to push. And see, that's when either that's a good thing or a bad thing. When you with a woman and she knows what buttons to push, Marilyn knows what buttons to push with me. I don't know how to take that yet. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but she knows how to get me riled up, man. I was like, wow, man, is this good or is bad? Because my ex-wife, she knew which ones to push. And I wasn't dealing with her anymore. TJ says, I love a good karaoke session. Japan has more plentiful, cleaner, higher end KTV spots, but the Philippine vibe is a lot more fun. Maybe because of the abundance of English. And yeah, Filipinos basically do it at home. And they got some great singers, man. My first meet and greet, and you ask anybody came to my first meet and greet, this guy shows up. He was invited, one of Maryland's friends. He's like a councilman or something. He took over that karaoke machine, man, and I'm so thankful. Didn't know he used to be the lead singer of his own band. He blew the doors off, man. He was singing, oh yeah, La Union. Thanks, Rennie, Jimenez, that's it, La Union. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Edwin. Yeah, La Union. He said blood in your urine is worse than blood in your chicken. Yeah, but you know that's can be a cause of a lot of things. You know, you don't have to panic if you got blood in your urine. It can come from a lot of things. You can strain yourself. That's what happened to me. You know, I had to go to the doctor here. I had some, you know, I was working out real hard. I thought that's what it was, right? I go and blood in my urine. I'm like panicking. I'm like, oh man, it's just the, you know, is it the big, what they call it, P, you know, prostate? I'm thinking. So I go to the doctor here, and he said, no, he said you strain yourself. He gave me, he didn't give me the normal antibiotic that everybody takes when you have an infection or something. He gave me these big pills, man. He told me, he said, in 7 days it's gonna be gone. In 7 days it was gone. This doctor here, he's a really good doctor, but man, you talking about being scared. I was scared, man, because I had come home from playing tennis. I think it was tennis. It was something I worked out vigorously. It was blood in my urine. I was like, wow, it's the first time I'd ever seen that. But you're right. Zambalas, regular Joe Travis, I bet Cal's a beast on that, Mike. Well, you know, I think we all can sing if we stay in our lane and in our pitch. Most of us try to sing outside of our pitch. You know, whatever it is, you know, I can sing like me and Angel. You know, once I've got like a cold now. I can't sing anything now, but me and Angel were working on Fire and Rain by James Taylor. So I can sing James Taylor songs. I can sing some Elton John songs. I can sing some People Bryson songs. I can sing some Jermaine Jackson songs. It's certain people I can sing because they're like, now I don't have the voice People Bryson got, okay? I'm not saying that. He's got, you know, come on, guys, People Bryson. No, but I can sing his songs where I'm staying in key. That's what I mean. A lot of us sing out of key. We're trying to sound like the person who's singing the song, and it's a big mistake. Yeah, that's what it is, the union. But I've only sung karaoke over at one time, regular Joe Travels. And it was me, we went to the beach, everybody else was swimming. And I picked up the mic, I'm shaking. And, you know, I looked at Merlin the whole time singing. It's the only time I've in almost 14 years. But they're really not looking at you for real. Filipinos, they're not looking at you. They really, you know, you just, they want you to pick it up to get involved, to be a part of the party. Okay. Bill Stevens said, Calvin, you're lucky the dude living in your house didn't sick your dog on you. Man, the dog had died before he did that, but you know, I don't know if anybody's ever been through that. Because it wasn't, you know, when you split up, it doesn't mean you don't still love the person and all of that, right? It's still a process you got to go through. And it just wasn't long enough for me. I'm thinking like maybe she had met him, you know, toward the end of our relationship because I left in December. He was in my house in February, man. And it was just too quick. And so I started coming, I was already, coming over here because our relationship was messed up. But after that is when it quickened up. See, December was only the second time I'd been to the Philippines. After he moved in, a friend of mine said, Cal, I see it in you. He said, you need to leave here, man. He said, because you get ready to do something crazy. And I was. I was going to do something crazy. Rest in peace. The guy's dead now. He had seizures or something. He was drinking. He was a big time drinker. But when she put him in my house and then put him behind the wheel of that convertible, that brand new convertible, I just snapped, man. Dana Milton said, Dead, Camarines Norte, Philippines is one of the best surfing areas in the world. Surfing, scuba diving, because of the corals, guys. Some of the greatest coral reefs on the planet. If you didn't know, now you know. But, it's just one earth, man. We named it the Philippines and all that stuff, man. The earth belongs to everybody. But if you've never been to this part of the world before, I would say come over here because you're going to like it, man. You don't have to live here. You don't have to get married. But there's something for everybody over here. If you would just have an open mind, don't stop in Manila and be done with it. You can't go to Boracay and say you don't love the Philippines. I mean, it's just impossible. Palawan and so I'm just, earth-shattering places over here, man. Yeah, they're incredible singers. I love the challenge. Maybe because sake is more serious than Red Horse. Oh, they get some Red Horse in them, man. You can forget it. He said, karaoke kills me slowly. But it'll keep the drama down, Will Rose. It will. I keep that karaoke open for everybody. And when you hear them singing, a lot of times they're going through something. They're lonely or something, bored. Sniper the Viper said, I was just reading that blog, Cal, with the guy eating leftovers. Calvin, you should reach out to him. Let's hear his story. I'm sure this is something you've spoken about. Fellas, please take Calvin's advice. See, I wouldn't know. They didn't say where this guy is. Number one, they didn't say where he was. And if you looked at that, you could see some people you can't really reach. I believe there's something mental going on with him and others like him. Because a lady had sent me something from a guy in Bacala. She didn't know if he was American. Over here, they think all white men are American. But anyway, this guy was sitting in front of a church on the ground on some cardboard, begging. You could obviously see in his face that he wasn't all the way there. And I said, it's outside of my range. I can't help people like that. That's what I was talking to Louise yesterday. We were talking about Rick and Valen. We tried our damnedest to help Rick and Valen. I wish it was drugs, but it wasn't drugs. They were just out there, man. You can't help them. I saw them. We saw them. They came over our house maybe, I'm going to say 2 months ago. And the children are just covered with sores. The wife is just thin as a rail. I mean, it's bad, guys. They're going to die out there, wherever they are. The DSWD here is trying to step in and help them. They keep running off. Some people, man, they're beyond our help. And I think this guy's beyond our help, man. If you're sitting there in the mall and you're eating leftovers off the plates of strangers, man, something's wrong with you. It's a sad, sad situation. But you don't ever have to get that way because your embassy is going to help you. It's a good thing to have friends like Franz, Anthony, Trinidad, Louise, many others, man. It's good to have a community like this. I guarantee you if I needed something to eat, any of those guys I just named would buy me something to eat. They check on you. Hey, you okay? No, man, I lost all my money. I just started gambling again. They're gonna help you. But if you're over here trying to do it on your own, see, some people over here, they want to help you, but they can't help you. It's out of their reach. They don't have anything to help you with. So what happened was a Filipino ended up buying him something to eat. And he said he could see the change in his expression. But once he got hungry again, he's just going to do it again. But what stood out to me in that article, Sniper, was the second paragraph when they said stories of foreigners being left with nothing by their Filipino partners is not new. See, everybody in the Philippines knows that story, guys. It's not new. It's not something I made up. They don't get mad at me when I talk about it. Because some guys say, Cal, you can't keep talking about this stuff. They're going to get mad. No, they know the story. It's real. They know it over and over and over. They know it better than me. They're not going to get mad at that. This is what stood out to me. See? They know that story. It's an old story. It's going to keep happening for whatever reason. But don't think that they don't know what's going on in their own country. Filipinos aren't stupid, guys. We're not smarter than them. If you're watching this right now and you think you're smarter than Filipinos, you're not. We're all from the human species, man. Just because they do things different doesn't make them inferior. Just because you got a better standard of living doesn't make them inferior, man. They know what's going on. You remember, if we're so smart, why in the world do they keep coming out on top over here? If we're so much smarter than they are. But they know what's going on, guys. Yeah, it is a good story. It's let me go back there. It's a good story. But Filipinos, I like the media over here because they still tell stories like that in their news. Okay, that's going to eventually be on the newscast. We don't have those stories now. I saw one the other day. The only stories like that we'll have is I saw two stories in the American press that, one lady found $15,000 on the ground at the gas station in Detroit, turned it in. It just so happened it was a newlywed couple. It was all the money they had for their wedding. She turned it in. Now they started a GoFundMe page. She was walking to work. They bought her a new car. It was at $26,000 last I checked. And then you get this story all the time. A 9-year-old graduated from high school. He's getting ready to go to college. But we're inundated with negative press over there. The shock and awe is what they're into over there. It's not all that over here. You get these type of stories. Butcher says, too bad the foreigner don't know the story. Bad decisions. The Filipinos know the story. They know it well. I try to make people aware of it. It's not nothing new. It's like the casino analogy that I was giving y'all. That's what it is. At the end of the night, 93% of the people are going to go home losers. But the casino is packed every single day because we think it's not going to happen to me. Tonight's going to be my night. Now, here's another figure from the same article. It says, at any given point during the night, 92% of the people will be winning. At some point on that boat in that casino, they're winning. They play too long, or but then you winning you might be a dollar up. You might be $50 up. See, when I was gambling, gamblers, we're not in our right state of mind. Because if you're winning $100, somebody be like, man, that's enough for me. I'm going home. But if I wasn't winning 1,000 or more, I wasn't going. And so that's why I would end up losing at the end of the night. But that's what it is, guys. We think that it's not going to happen to me, and it happens. We trust the wrong person. We fall in love with the wrong person. you know, and we end up doing a lot of the things that we say we're not going to do over here. Don't ever say what you're not going to do over here. It's easy to do that when you're 8,000 miles from home. I just start the conversation, just like these live streams. This is what we're doing. We're talking amongst ourselves. We're letting you in on the information that we have over here and what I have. And what you do with it, it's up to you. But if you think these women over here are poor and they're innocent and you're taking advantage of them, you got a lot to learn, man. You're not, you know. Gangsta Gummy versus Calvin. I've been to many countries. The Philippines is a scary country. Not to me. It's not scary, but you know, it may be scary to you. It's not scary to me. It's scary, all the temptation and how easy you can lose everything over here. That's what's so scary about it. Because we think to ourselves, oh, it's cheap over here. Because we're over here, we're not taking any counsel, any advice, any suggestion. We don't listen to the woman. We don't listen to anybody. We're just over here. We think that it works the same way here as it works in America. We don't know this country. We don't know what she really likes. She likes Mang in a South, Mang in a South. She doesn't like TGI Fridays, guys. Okay? She likes the okay. She doesn't like that brand new stuff. I used to get mad at Merlin to the point where I had to say, what am I doing? I can't change her. That's what she likes. That's what she used to. So, you know, she gets her stuff on the okay. There's nothing I can do about it. It saves me a lot of money. Because if it's up to me, I'd be buying the stuff new out of the mall. I will buy her shoes out of the mall because I don't want her to hurt herself. But I can't change her, man. And that's what we do. We try to get over and change people. Eventually, remember the osmosis. Eventually, they do start changing. They start liking the same things you like. You know, the one thing that really gets us is the standard of living. They start living the same way you live. They want the aircon 24 hours a day. Maryland never had aircon before. Now, you know, I mean, she did, but I mean, in her places, she did. Now they want it all the while. They want cable. They never had cable before. They want internet. They want a soft bed, hot and cold showers. They want all of that now. Merlin's even talking to me about a range. I'm about a range, you know. But these are things that she never even thought about before. But now she's with me, you know, it's a slow process, but you gonna wake up, man, you be like, damn, she's just like me. We're just alike. Regular Joe Travis says, stepping out of your comfort zone is scary. I would say this before I left to go to Asia with the military. I didn't want to go. Now you can't keep me out of other places. Travel while you can. It is. That's the thing. It's taking that first step, whether it's working out, whether it's traveling to a new country, whether it's eliminating something from your diet, adding something to your diet, taking that risk. The first step is always the hardest, but what's the saying? 1,000 mile journey begins with one step. A friend of mine, rest in peace, he's dead. His name was Lloyd. I met him at the homeless shelter. He used to check people in, drunks and dope addicts into the homeless shelter. And he said, Calvin, people used to, he did 10 years straight in the penitentiary. And he said, people always ask me, he said, how were you able to do 10 years straight in the penitentiary, Lord? He said, one day at a time. He said, that's the only way you can do it. And that's the only way you're going to lose weight. You got to get started, you know. Hey, David S., thanks for that super sticker. And he says, Um, you are their lottery ticket, he says. But what are they to you? They're much more. We're making them much more to us than a lot. It's like their lottery ticket. I put it down here, guys. See, we don't make getting in shape a priority. You know why? Because we think this woman over here is gonna make miracles happen. You know, that all we have to do is meet her. We're putting a lot of responsibility on her shoulders, a lot of big expectations, because that's all we're thinking about. Well, if I just get over here and find the right woman, everything's going to be all right, man. Think about that. But this is what a lot of us are doing. Our health is going to improve. Our mental health is going to improve. Our uh, money's going to be better. You know, just give me the right woman, man. Nothing outside of you is going to fix you, guys. It's going to happen on the inside if it ever happens at all. I just want to warn you, stop putting so much expectations on these women over here. Remember, there's really nothing special about them. If they had something special, some special powers, they wouldn't use it on you. They would use it on themselves to get out of the situation they're in. Are there beautiful people over here? Absolutely, inside and out. But we put too much on their shoulders. She's not going to make any miracles happen for you. Maybe in 5 minutes, she'll give you a 5-minute miracle. That's about it. She says she wants a Range Rover now. No, but she's got that big Honda PCX 160. When I met her, she had a used, I don't know what she had. It was a used 125, but you know, Maryland takes good care of her stuff. It was in great shape. It didn't have any rearview mirrors. That's the first thing I ever bought Maryland. I said, no way you gonna ride me around on this motorcycle with no rearview mirrors. And it took her a long time to even start using them. She was so used to driving without them, she didn't even use them. And I get mad at her because we'd almost pull in front of somebody. I said, look, you either use them rearview mirrors, I'm never gonna ride with you again. But you know, like I said, it's a process. You know, we come over here and we try to change them overnight. Macton Barber says, you're right, Cal. You can't get mad at her culture, but in time, your culture will become her culture. Absolutely right. That's true. And you'll start thinking alike, man. It cannot not happen if you're living with somebody. Billionaire says, follow your heart. There you will find your treasure. Yeah, that's what I said earlier. I just got finished reading The Alchemist last week. And that's what I was saying. You know, is it your money? Is it your health? You need both of them really over here. But I think we're putting the cart in front of the horse when we only think about money and a woman. Budget and booty is all we think about over here. We don't keep ourselves in enough shape, good enough shape to really enjoy and take advantage of what's over here. You don't have to be Arnold Schwarzenegger or anything like that. He said, bro, in my home, I don't need air con. We didn't have it. I got so used to it. Not the house we moved in prior to building the house, but the one before that, we didn't have air con. But I'd sleep with the fan right by me. And at night, you know, you don't need it. Well, she's not becoming Americanized, but she's not the typical. She still holds on to a lot of her, uh, her Filipino ways, but a lot of her ways are different now because of her expectations have increased. Remember, her wants have increased. She's changed. She's not the same. She's not the typical Filipino before I met her. See? So it's not that she's become Americanized. I wouldn't deal with that. But I've changed her just from being with me. See, we change them. We change the women. We don't have to take them home. The minute you start, the very first day you with her, you start changing her. Edwin said, before I buy land or a house, I'm going to get what are you saying, a lease? Yeah, range is a stove is what I'm talking about, Nicholas Cherry. Not a Range Rover, a stove. He says, oh, yes, thanks for correcting me. Yeah. Yeah, budget and booty. What's up, Tom? Thanks for that super sticker. Rodney Dasher says, I think under 200 pounds is great. Working out and eating right and sleeping important for love making. My wife's coming here soon. Want to be like Captain America. That would make good sense, man. You know, why have a beautiful young woman if you can't be the best man for her? I mean, you know, we got to quit taking these women for granted. That, yeah, they'll take anybody, but they're not going to stay with you, you know, if you're not even trying at all. I know of a situation in St. Carlos City. The lady left the foreigner. Yeah, he wasn't getting a pension. She was doing all the work, paying all the bills. She left him. You know, when they first got together, you know, but he didn't get any better. He's thinking like, well, it don't matter. She wants me no matter what. I'm a foreigner. No, guys, you know, you got to keep her honest. And one way to keep her honest is to maintain your stature, physically, mentally, financially, and get better. Because they're looking around. They got friends with foreigners. They're going to expect the same trips and all of that too. And they'll say, oh, I don't want what she wants. Yeah, you do. You want exactly what she wants. You know, you can introduce a foreigner to a Filipino, and then they'll get jealous of the Filipino because of the way the foreigner is treating her. And you say, well, damn, we introduced them. You know, why are you getting jealous now? You know, because that's all it is. It's nothing more than that. Calvin, you said in one of your previous chats that you interviewed. No, I didn't interview her. I was doing my live stream and she walked up on me. She was collecting, it was the one in Boracay. She walked up on my live stream. She was collecting plastic and recyclables. I gave her 100. No, I gave her 200 pesos. 100 or 200, I can't. No, man, if you knew how, if you think Filipinos are bashful and shy, ate up women and men, I mean, they will literally run from you if they see you coming. Now, it was a little brother in Boracay, and he was working. And I was just going to buy him a cold drink. And, you know, he was working, really working hard. Man, he saw me coming, man. He took that, what do you call that, two-wheel, the dolly, and whatever was on it, man, he flew. He wasn't trying to hear what I was saying. He didn't give me a chance to say, hey, buddy, let me buy you a Coke. Yeah. You'd have to get an escort to go up there and talk to the AIDA people. Don't just try to show up over there, guys. They've got a hierarchy. You know, they're a tribe. They've been around for thousands of years. And I don't know if you want to just walk, you know, wander up to where they are. You may get hurt. You may get killed, you know. But whenever I see them, if you go on my community page, there's a lot of AIDA people who live in Iloilo on that island and Antique. And they'll come over to Bacolod, then come on down to St. Carlos. They selling things. A lot of them do the palm reading and everything like that. I gave them some money and took some pictures with them. But anytime I see them, I help them. because they got a hard life over here. And, you know, it is what it is. I don't know why, man. I don't get involved with that. I just help where I can. But whenever I see them, I've got a picture I'm going to post. I posted on the brothers and sisters in Thailand. There was a black lady, she was Ada, and her two children. They were sitting by a tree in Boracay. I just said, hey, can I take a picture? She said, yeah. I took a picture. I gave her 100 or 200 pesos. I might have gave her 500. Can't remember. But that's what you're going to see. There's no specific place. You're just going to see them hanging around. William, this is a great question and one that I can honestly ask. You said, Cal, if you could go back 5 years, would you stay single? I'd have to go back further than that, but I would have stayed single longer. I've never been single over here, William Landlord. I've always been in a relationship. Every single hour of every single day that I've been coming to the Philippines, I've never been single here. And I think that's a mistake that I made. And I don't know, maybe because I'm used to being with somebody. I was married for 18 years, so, you know, I'm just used to having somebody there with me. I don't know, but I would say to any guy, because we kind of was on that conversation last night. I think we jump into the relationship so quick, and then you go to a place like IT Park or somewhere like that, and you really see what's out here. You don't give yourself a chance. So yeah, I would have stayed single longer. I've never been single here. I went from one relationship to the next to the next. I was with my first woman for 2 years. We had a son. With my Filipino wife for 10 years. We had a son. Now with Marilyn for 4 years. We got a daughter. You know, I would have stayed single longer. Okay. And it wasn't their fault, really. Any of those women could have made a great wife for me. Even the women that I just had a few, you know, run-ins with, you know, just have some fun with. You know, I've never met a bad woman over here. You can get unlucky over here. You can't get lucky. Because most of the women you're going to meet over here, they're going to be good people, man. But you can get unlucky. And it comes from jumping into these relationships, William. So yeah, to answer that question, I would have stayed single longer. But it's hard to do, you know, you coming from over there. A lot of us have been single, we've been without, we've been frustrated, and you come over here and you see, okay, my son's mother was 24 when I met her, man. I was 45. I'm like, wow, you know, look at this. I mean, something out of your dream. You're thinking, I can't do any better than this. Derek Casanara says, I met the Ida people near English City, and it was a blessing. Yeah. See, I think you said somebody took you up there, right? The Beach of Life says a click 125 with straight pipes. Yeah, that's one of the motorcycles we've got, a Honda Click 125. It's automatic. They're automatic. And then Maryland's. I'll be damned. Now, y'all know that Maryland is starting. I'm helping Maryland. Well, I've helped her start her little motorcycle business, right? In St. Carlos City, because nobody has any motorcycles, right? Don't you know the very next day, somebody else started one, a guy that follows my channel, and he's being helped by some other people that follow my channel. So they just looked at my community page and saw that we had motorcycles for sale. And I guess they thought, well, that's a great idea. Let us go out and get 2 motorcycles. Okay. But we're not going to jump out there as quick as that. You know, she's going to make it a legitimate business. She's going to get her license, her business permit, and all of that. Because eventually, I want to get her rolling to the point where she's able to earn some money on her own, because I asked her to give up a lot. Merlin gave up a lot. by quitting that job. She was busy all the time. So now I'm just trying to keep her busy. But yeah, the very next day, a popular uh, vlogger and his wife and one of my guys who's a subscriber, man, they started the same damn thing. They did the same damn thing. And I'm not mad at them. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying it's just like it is in the United States. If you open up a janitorial service, somebody's going to say, oh, I'm going to do it too. Or landscaping business, you know that. When the landscaping business was so popular over there, everybody had a trailer with a damn lawnmower on the back of it and a weed eater. But it just kind of made me laugh because I was like, but damn, they didn't even give me a chance to see if it was going to work. The very next day, I saw the advertisement, man. I'm like, come on, man. You know, they steal my content and they steal my ideas, but I don't care. I'm not mad at them because that's not an original idea of mine. But to start one in San Carlos City, yeah, that's an original idea. It was something that I thought about a long time ago, and I talked to some people about it. I'll be damned if they didn't start one. More success to them because I've only got 2 motorcycles anyway. They've only got 2. We can help each other. We'll see how that is going to work out. Billy says it's hard to stay single in the Philippines. It is. It really is. I mean, that's about as I'm going to give you just a straight answer. Yeah, it is because there's some beautiful women over here and they're young. You know, women are, you know, men find women more attractive in their youth, you know, when they're 21, 25, 30, and you're 45, 50, 60. You know, and you got these young women, they're genuinely interested in you for whatever reason. It's a real genuine interest, you know, even if it is for the finances, they're really interested in you. Yeah, it's hard to stay solo, man. I mean, it's hard to stay single. He says, are they in the same area as you? Absolutely. What do you mean? They're right around the corner from me. You know, they follow my channel. That's how they got the idea. But I'm not mad at them because I only got 2 motorcycles. They only got 2. We can help each other, but see what kind of made me, you know, see on a business like that, you got to work together, okay? You can't come 8,000 miles, okay? Now, okay, I came out and put, okay, 400 for the 125, 450 for the 160. Well, they come out and they're going to say 350, you know, and it's like, I know what you're doing. You're trying to undercut me, which it doesn't matter because you only got 2 motorcycles too. So even if somebody says, oh, I want the 350, then somebody else is going to come, but they don't have a choice. Or the same with me. They say, hey, Cal, I said, no, I don't have any motorcycles, but I'm going to point them over there. That's how I'm going to do it because the universe is watching. But they undercut the price and everything. And I'm like, wow, why would you do that? I mean, you come out swinging, you know. They don't realize I'm a businessman. I've always had a businessman, but I want to see them succeed. Nicholas Cherry said, what's your rental price? It's $400 a day, unlimited miles for the 125, $450 a day for the 160. I'm not going to go down to 350. I mean, I don't know if they're trying to, I at least want to be able to make the payment on the damn motorcycle. At least, you know, 454, hell, that's about $7. Let's see. 7 times 54 is 8, put my 2, that's 378. So you might as well say it's about $7.25 a day, unlimited mileage. Yeah, he said typical in Korea and the Philippines, as soon as your business is doing well, you will have the same venue next to you across the street. And that's what happened. And it didn't, it shocked me because of how fast they did it. Not that they did it, because I told Maryland, I said, you watch. The minute that we decide to do this, somebody else going to do it. I just didn't think it was going to happen that fast. Yeah, yeah. No, no, we want them to win too. They said they trying to manipulate you. But they have to do more than that. See, because I got some ideas really. I can tie it in with this, we're going to build that Airbnb, that little house over in Toledo. We're going to do just like Derek did. Like I said, it's not, the idea is not uh, original. It is in St. Carlos City, but see, I can do some things. I can even tie that guest house into it. See, when I get the hot water in the guest house, I can put that on Airbnb and I tie them in together. I say, give me 1,000 pesos, you can stay in the guest house, but the guest house is free to my subscribers. But to everybody else, hell, it's 500 a night or whatever it is. But to my subscribers and my supporters, it's free. Because I want Maryland to have some type of business. Yeah, that's right. It's competition. That's always good for business. It's just that I was just kind of shocked at how fast they did it. Oh, absolutely. 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 Yeah, they can. That bike Maryland's got that 160. You can go all the way to Bacala with that, and that 125. You saw those motorcycles going up there by those locals. They're not even there. No, see, I'm not going into business. Maryland is. And it's not, remember I said, if you can do something that the Filipino is not doing, Geechee Line, come on, man, quit trying to hide and ambush me. Go back to my video and I said, if you can do something that the Filipinos are not doing, why not do it? Okay, there's nobody offering rental bikes for sale in San Carlos City. It's Maryland's business. Now, I don't have anything to do with it. I'm going to promote it on my channel, okay? But no, I'm not going to open up a sorry store. I'm not going to open up an eatery. I'm not going to open up a laundry. I'm not going to open up anything that the locals are doing and going in direct competition with them. But nobody has that, okay? So that's why I did it. Well, I don't know. This question here is kind of out there. Filipinos, this society is conservative, really, man. He said, Cal, would a Filipino be open to having a baby with a man and the man supporting her but not being a couple? I mean, but what's the point of having a baby then? I don't understand it. What, you trying to ask her to be a surrogate? I mean, because this doesn't make sense to me. I mean, what do you mean? What are you having a baby for? I mean, you got to explain that one to me, William. Yeah, I don't get that. Yeah, I don't understand that. Um, they're like anybody else, man. When they love you, when they start falling in love with you, for some reason, women want babies, man. It's just like it's the same way in America, man. For some reason, I think there's some type of connection. Uh, I don't know what it is, but it's the same way over here. They're not going to fight it. That's for sure. Biggest Daddy says, I visited an Ada village outside Sagay and delivered coloring books to the children. It was coordinated by the mayor's office in Sagay. Because of the MPA, it's recommended that you notify them first. Yeah, I would never go up there like that. They got their own areas. I know one part is in Tiki, because the ladies I met, and I saw 3 black ladies. I mean, they're black. They just look just like me They look like somebody right in my neighborhood. Only difference is, you know, you can see the expression on their face. That's how you can tell black people apart. Anybody apart. I can tell a European from a white European from, and I can tell the mannerisms are different. The expression is different. The dress is different. But they are just black people. And I gave them 100 pesos each, and I tried to catch the father. There was a man with him. I wasn't able to catch him and give him 100. And they were so happy. They were so gracious, you know, because they've got it hard over here, man. Any way you look at it. Yeah, it makes no sense whatsoever. I don't, I mean, I don't understand that. Yeah, I really don't understand that. I know, quiet dude. He said, you ever consider being a tourist guide? It's too much work. I didn't come over here to work. Now, like when some of my, like Michael Beach of Life, when he said, hey, when your motorcycles make it up there to that coffee shop where you took us, I do stuff like that. If you come to see me in San Carlos and you're going to be there for a day or two, I say, hey, let's go up in the mountains or let's go over here to Sapaway Island. I do that, but I didn't come over here to work. Oh, no. And then you got to realize, man, foreigners, man, we're too demanding. We're hard to deal with. You know, I wouldn't deal with that. Nope. Yeah, please hit the like button, yeah, because we get ready to get off here, guys. Thank y'all so much for all y'all support. You know, I made a short about um, that old story being tired. I didn't make the whole video because I just don't think, you win that battle, but you lose this one over here. It's just one of those, but I just wanted to make it clear that we become the victims over here in Southeast Asia, Philippines included. You see what the man said. Uh, we've been the victims for some time, but the story's not going to get out there like that. They're not going to tell that story because it doesn't mesh with what they're trying to convey. They're trying to say that we're blindly getting on planes coming over here taking advantage of women and babies, basically is what they're saying. These are grown-ass women, and y'all know it. They're 100% all in, and it's consensual. They don't tell people that women are inviting us over here, guys. They're inviting you over here and waiting eagerly for your arrival. Just like they did Luis Martinez. His woman was waiting for him at the airport. But they don't tell you that. You know, they make us out to be all sex pets. I don't like that. Don't label me with that. But it's a label reserved for men. We got to fight back, and the only way we can do that is tell our stories. Normally on Tuesday, I have the panel, man. I can't find anybody. Look, guys, we need to come forward and tell your story. Every Tuesday, I have the panel. I can't find anybody. People won't come on here. Oh, I'm hiding, and, I don't want anybody to know my business. People know your business, whether you think they know it or not. You don't have any business for real, okay? Filipinos know what you're doing, okay? Your close circle knows what you're doing. We're trying to help people like that guy, to help people avoid a situation like he was in and others are in, losing 10 million pesos, 15 million pesos, 5 million, 1 million, because this is our money that we worked hard for. You don't have to give it away to her to help her. Remember, I'm going to say this and I'm off of here. Build the life that you want over here and bring her along with you guys. That's all you have to do. It's that simple. If you do anything other than that, you're doing too much and you're putting yourself at a risk. Take care, man. Stay safe, stay COVID free. I'll see you next time.